Good morning, good morning. So, what do you believe about yourself? And is it holding you back? This is James Foster and Careers Matter. So this morning's vlog, I would like to talk a little bit about mindset, about about the stories that you're telling yourself about who you are, where you've been, and what's true about you. And how much of that is true and how much of it is in your own mind. Because it's the story that we tell ourselves that is actually what's going to hold us back from doing those things that we really want to achieve. We don't think we're good enough. We don't think we have the authority to take ourselves forward. We think that somebody else is always going to be better. We think that good morning, Angela. We think that always there's some reason why we're not the right person to do it, to be pushed forward, to take the step forward. And this is all about the stories that we tell ourselves, and those stories are anchored in the blueprint of who we are. And have come really from the past and from what our lives have been so far, and from the way our attitudes have been coloured and the way that our thoughts and feelings have evolved over a period of time until now. And for a lot of people, so there are clearly people that believe in themselves. There are clearly people that will take themselves to a new level. There are clearly people that can push forward with relative ease, and that's because their blueprint, their story, what they're telling themselves is a positive one. That they believe that they are the right person to do the job. That they believe that they are the right person that can move something forward. They don't. It's not that they don't doubt themselves. It's it's not a question of of 100% affirmation of what they believe themselves to be, but they're not going to hold themselves back or let their doubts hold themselves back. They're going to move forward, with courage. They have fear, but they'll move forward. And the other side of this equation is if your blueprint is constantly telling you no, that you can't do something, then getting over that hurdle, in fact, that's it. All you see is hurdles and obstacles. All you see is the roadblock. And you've got to give yourself a new story. You've got to understand who you are and who you want to be and why you deserve to be that person. For myself, for example, for years I have seen myself as being not a failure, because I've never failed, but I've never really believed that I could get to a place of success, and that's held me back from making the steps to get there. I've always been adequate, if that's the right word. I've had a good life. I mean, I'm 60 odd years old now, so I've had a good life. There's been nothing wrong with the life that I've led, other than the fact that I never really got to achieve exactly what I wanted to achieve in anything that I've done. I left school with next to no qualifications at all. I then got qualifications, and I did. That's the one thing that I can say with absolute certainty that that I achieved is once I left school, I started working on my education, and I got the qualifications that I needed. But in the jobs that I did, I always felt that there was more to do, and that I was always, that I wasn't good enough to push myself into the next rung up the ladder. I was in the Royal Navy, for example, and I always wanted to push into a higher level of that job, but I basically didn't believe that I could do it, that I had the ability, and that left itself a mark on the way that I actually went around doing the job. I did a good enough job, an adequate job, I got to a level that I believed that I was good enough for. That's the story I was telling myself. And that's happened in virtually everything I've done till now. But now I'm giving myself another story, and that other story is this. You know, I've looked at everything that's gone on, and I've realised that it's myself that's been holding it back. I'm not blaming me. This isn't a question of blame, because blame doesn't help. There's no blame in what's gone before. It's just what's gone before, and we are where we are today. But now I'm looking at the future and going, oh, hold on a minute, I've got 64 years of experience behind me. I've had, 17, 18 years of experience within the recruitment sector. I've recruited my own teams. I've run, I've managed a department on a submarine. If I look at all of these things that I've done, there's a lot of achievement in that, and I'm using that, the power of that achievement, to push me to say, look, we can go on, we can push this forward. I can get a business that is going to help people to move their lives into another level, because that's ultimately what I want to do within recruitment, whether it's as a recruiter finding jobs for people or people for jobs, or whether it's helping people with their own job search, with their own career planning, with their own career management. And I know that I have the ability, and that I have the experience, and that that I can get people to another level within their life. Now that's my story, but so that is motivating me, that is giving me the energy and the drive to take myself forward, and I know how to deliver. I know how to help people to find that for themselves, so that they can look at their own lives and see that they are not the person that should be holding themselves back, that they have got the ability, that they can do it, that they can move forward. It doesn't mean to say that once you make that decision, you tell yourself a story, it all just magically falls into place. It takes work. It takes a lot of work. There's always energy has to go into anything that's meaningful. But that energy and that drive is now there, because I'm telling myself another story that lets me believe that I can do it. And rather than almost putting the brakes on myself, I'm pushing the accelerator and pushing through. And that's the difference, that telling yourself the right story will help you to achieve. And you think it's, this isn't tricks and mirrors and smoke and all of that sort of thing. This is genuine stuff, because what we believe, what's in our mind, is what will enable us to do anything. It doesn't give you the capabilities, but it gives you the ability to get those capabilities. It doesn't do the job for you, but it helps you to do the job for yourself. It doesn't make things happen, but it helps you make things happen. And that's the important thing, I think, with any of this, is mindset isn't a magic potion that just makes everything fall into place. But as Tony Robbins says, it says where you focus, that's where the energy goes. So where you push your focus, then that's where the energy will flow into what it is that you're focusing on. And in order to get that focus, you have to have belief. You have to have certainty, and that certainty will enable you to maximize your potential, to bring everything from your potential, and that will help you to take the action that you need, and that will get results. And that's what we're trying to achieve. We've got to do all of those things. We've got to have that certainty. We've got to realize our potential. We've got to take the action. And that comes from the story we tell ourselves. If we don't believe, then it won't happen. If you do believe, then you've got a good chance that it will happen. But it will not happen unless you do it and do something about it. Those are the important things, I think, that you really need to get hold of in your life, and to understand and to own. You're the one that takes the action. you've got to have the certainty. You've got to tell yourself the right story about yourself. And if all of those things come together, then you will achieve and you will move forward. Does this mean that you go and apply for a job and you'll get a job? No, it doesn't. You know, as I said, it's not quite like that. What it means is that you'll take the action that will help you to apply. I don't want to say this wrong. It'll take the action that makes you believe that you can go forward for jobs that you've been holding back from, and you'll do it in a way that that will promote you into those jobs. A lot of people, when they're going for a job, they hold back on themselves. They put a CV together, and they don't tell the full story about themselves because they're embarrassed. I have had people say to me that I can't talk about what I've achieved. It's embarrassing. No, you can talk about what you achieved because you achieved it. Talk about it, celebrate it, move forward with it. But it's more than that. It's not just about what you put in your CV. It's about how you approach the whole ethos of going for a job. How you approach the whole situation, the whole process. That you're not just going to go and apply for jobs that are online. You're actually going to go and find out companies that are benefit by what you can achieve for them, and you're going to approach those companies and tell them that you can be the person that will make a difference for their organisation. That's the sort of positive mental attitude that will get you the job that you want. And that comes from a confidence and a belief that you have in yourself. And that comes from the story that you tell yourself. So so many people just sit back and go, one bland CV and put it at a load of active jobs and hope something comes out of it. I've read so many things on LinkedIn, not on LinkedIn, on Facebook of people saying how that it's however many applications they've made and eventually they've got an interview. And those are the stories that are driven by the wrong mindset, because they are just waiting for something to happen and they're not going out and making it happen. And it's important that you realise that it won't happen on its own. You have to go and make it happen. And that comes from belief, and that comes from the certainty that you can do it. It comes from the massive action that you need to take, and that comes from the story that you tell yourself. As always, there will be with this video a link that you can click on or follow, I should say, that will allow you to schedule yourself a Zoom meeting with me, and we can talk about your career and about how you can get yourself to another level and about the actions that you can take that will help you to move forward and get the job that you want, get the career that you want, and get the life that you want. This is James Foster, and Careers Matter.